Think, Rachel is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh,
The stakes are high, right? Look, things are never going to be easy. I hope the wedding happens for poor Rachel. She's been through the ringer. She's certainly excited.
Meghan Markle was right. She is, or she was, a force to be reckoned with. The stakes were high, and she was desperate to get married.
yes, much has been made about Meghan staying back home alone. Well, I don't think she'll be quite alone. What do you think? And I think the one who'll be desperate to go back home because he doesn't trust his wife is Harry. Not because he loves her, but because he knows that there's a countdown to his divorce. He knows he's completely devalued. He knows he serves no purpose for her. So, yeah, he'll be desperate to go back to California, worried that she's going to dump him. Whether she'll be alone or not, that's a different story. Do you think she'll watch the coronation on TV? What do you guys think? Hello, beautiful people. I hope you can hear me. I'm going to hold the mic closer because for some reason, people say that they can't hear me even when I have the mic on. I just don't have it that close to me. And I have to shout, and then people say that I'm angry because I seem to be shouting because I don't like to speak loud, even though, I do speak loud. But, City, don't do that. Oh, I'm sorry. That's very unladylike. Anyways, so do you honestly think that Meghan will be staying home alone? I don't think so. I have a feeling she's going to throw a pity party in California. She's already working on archetypes too, so I am sure that she will include her not going to the coronation as some big, horrible, racist slight towards her because, her demands were not met. Her unreasonable demands were not met. So please do let me know if she's going to be left home alone or if she actually is going to have somebody there with her. Now, Harry, on the other hand, we know that Harry will be in the UK desperate. He will be desperate because he's worried that let's not all kid ourselves. He knows that he loves Meghan. And he also knows deep down that she doesn't love him, which is why he keeps praising her and repeating to himself and to the world how much in love they are, how they adore each other, how desperate for love for one another they are. You don't hear Meghan saying that very often, do you? But you hear Harry saying it all the time. You don't hear Meghan praising Harry in all of the details and stuff whenever she does an interview, my amazing husband. No, everything is Harry for Meghan. So, yeah, I think, and let me tell you something. I did call Buckingham Palace yesterday, and they told me that, I'm repeating myself, they told me that they do not make official public comments on the attendance of the invited guests or family members to the coronation for security reasons. That's what they told me. Now, what's interesting in the two slides that you just saw is that I took the screenshot at the same time. The BBC confirmed it almost an hour and 40 minutes or an hour 30 minutes, 3 hours and 30 minutes after People Magazine had posted it. Okay? And now it's changed from Buckingham Palace released an official statement to according to the newspaper, to the journalist in the United Kingdom. So it's according to the journalist. Do you see how the words have changed and how important words are? Words matter. So now they've gone from Buckingham Palace released an official statement to, because listen, when Buckingham Palace releases an official statement, it's on their website, it has the emblem of this is what the lady very kindly explained to me when I asked her about how can you allow these reporters to be saying that you released an official statement and even quote from it. And why don't you sue them? And the lady just laughed and she said, if we sued for every time we said, the newspapers printed something about what the palace says, it's different. And I even insisted with this press office at Buckingham Palace. I said, but they're not even saying sources say. They're saying that this is a direct quote, a direct royal communications from you. And she told me, you know what she told me very politely? You can always contact the newspapers publishing that story. Well, she was right, But so we'll never know the truth, because now the story has changed from Buckingham released an official statement to, according to the journalist in the United Kingdom, Buckingham Palace released an official statement, which of course nobody else has. I've seen some YouTubers post like a thing, and then they post separately the Buckingham Palace emblem. If they did do that, in my opinion, it was a rushed job, because I am pretty sure that Buckingham Palace must have found out somehow that Harry and Meghan were about to release a statement through People's Magazine. So they decided to beat them to the punchline, and probably they sent something to a reporter, and he quickly put it out, because within minutes, almost simultaneously, Meghan Markle was also releasing her statement through People's Magazine, except that Buckingham Palace, or the journalist in the United Kingdom, beat them to the punch. Now, there's been so much mixed reaction about this. But, Meghan Markle is not coming. She snubbed the royal family. Harry had to do his duty. No, he doesn't. Now, I'm going to ask you this. First of all, it's really cold-hearted of Meghan Markle of letting Harry go and face the music on his own. But then again, she did that in 2020, didn't she? When, for the Commonwealth Service. She showed up, and then she took off and she left Harry to handle everything. But then again, she knew she was not going to be allowed to be part of it. She even mentioned it in the Netflix. How dare they make decisions about my life without me present? Well, it wasn't about her life. It's about her husband's life. She gets to ride on her husband's coattails. That's what she's doing right now. So I don't think that she didn't come because she was worried about being booed. Meghan doesn't have any fear. People keep saying, she was terrified about being booed. Meghan doesn't fear. Meghan only feels anger when things don't go her way. But that, when she did the walkabout at Windsor, when she looked unsure, I hear that, I read the headlines, Meghan terrified, unsure. That woman doesn't know fear. She knows anger at not getting her way. I repeat myself. So no, Meghan wasn't worried about coming to the UK because of a few boos. I mean, already she lives a Cinderella story. Those boos to her turn, in the space turn into, yes, Meghan, we love you, in her head. And those boos, she probably, chucks it to people being racist. So she knows. Meghan Markle is not afraid. She just didn't come because she was not going to be the main character in that particular movie, because that's how she sees things. She sees things as being part of like a scene, a movie, and she needs to be the main character. And because she's not, she won't come. But not only that, many have speculated whether actually anybody has met Lily and Archie. We saw from a clip when Princess Catherine was asked if she had met her little niece, Lilibet, and she says no, that she hadn't met her yet, not even in Zoom. I personally don't think that anybody has met that kid, let alone Archie, and the reasons for that, in my very humble opinion. So, if there are any children, Meghan could have very well come to the United Kingdom and celebrate the birthday of the child on that, later that evening. I'm sure she would have had a little gathering. She has at least Harry has more friends in the United Kingdom with friends that have children around that age. I mean, Archie's nephews and Archie's cousins, are there. They could have a little cake, a little something. But no, if they can't be the main character of the movie, of Meghan Markle's movie, she won't come. So she much rather deprive her children, her alleged children, of family contact than in a healthy family environment.
And is incredibly valued at the firm.
Yes, than to bring him over to the United Kingdom. Because Meghan Markle sees herself as, or saw herself as, a very important element for the firm. To the point that her children's well-being doesn't matter. Their well-being, for her, that her children are going to be forging a healthy relationship with other family members. Never mind her family, her husband's family. Now, I am a little bit iffy about this point, this official statement, because clearly now it's changed the wording from Buckingham Palace and people publishing stuff instead of calling the press office at Buckingham Palace. But let's say that they did. Let's say that they rushed a job because they found out that Meghan Markle was about to go through People's Magazine and release that statement. So they said, we're going to beat her to the punch, and they rushed it to all the journalists at the same time and saying, can you talk about it now? But it has to be now. And then immediately Meghan Markle releases it. I think it's petty. It's sad that Charles is engaging in these games. I don't understand why people say that this is Harry's home. I don't understand that.
Well, Harry gets to come home, even if it is only for a few hours. Now,
because clearly this is not, the UK is not his home. He has made it very clear that he fled the United Kingdom, that he gets palpitations every time just by thinking of flying into the United Kingdom, that he does not like the firm, that he does not want to be a prince, that he does not honor duty. And I'm sick and tired of seeing people saying, oh, it's his duty. He's the son of the monarch. The Duke of Windsor did not attend the coronation, and everything was fine. Neither the Duke of Windsor nor Wallis Simpson attended the coronation. And that was okay. So is it because Charles, whatever Charles wants, Charles gets? And Harry knows that he had to be there, not because of duty, because this guy doesn't know duty. He ditched the UK, he ditched the Queen. When the Queen died, he couldn't even bother to stick around. He didn't even come. People say, oh, his love for his grandmother. His grandmother invited him to go see her, I think on Wednesday, the day before she died or something, and he refused to go while in the UK. While his grandfather was dying, they did the Oprah thing. So for those journalists who keep going on about Harry doing his duty because he's the son of the king and blah, 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 why? And this one, I agree with Dan Wootton. He shouldn't have been invited. I think that this drama was allowed because Charles allowed it. And no, I don't think Meghan will stay back home alone. And yes, Harry will be desperate. And he'll be, at this point in time, Meghan is no longer needs to call him, because she knows that he's completely dependent on her. And she knows, and Harry knows, that she's getting ready to dump him. Harry knows that it's only a matter of time. And he's desperate to keep her because he has nothing else left to go. Harry knows that when Meghan dumps him, he'll be the biggest laughing stock in the world. He knows that. He knows he'll be the biggest laughing stock in the world. He knows that everybody will be making fun of him. He knows how bad he'll look. And Meghan won't care. That's the worst part. And he knows it. So coming to the coronation, pretty much Meghan Markle's demands were not met. And she's not coming. That's really what it boils down to. And Harry will be desperate. His mind will not be in the coronation. Why for? He probably knows that he's there, not because out of duty, out of love for his father. Oh, he has a duty because he's sixth. Unfortunately, he's fifth in line to the throne. And believe it or not, he's still counselor of state. So if anything were to happen to the king, he steps up to the plate. And to this date, if you go check out the website, you will see that it says that he's still residing in the United Kingdom and honoring the duty to the crown, along with Meghan Markle. And please don't come here and tell me that they don't update the website. They update it on a very, very daily basis. Almost 6 or 7 times you can see them updating it. They just left it alone because they're playing the long game. And I'll tell you what the long game is. They know that Meghan Markle will dump Harry, and they want to leave the doors open for him. And it is actually quite scary that people are still willing to let a snake in after it has bitten them so many times. Because that's how Charles plays the long game. He played the long game with Camilla. So, but yes, what do you guys think? We have all this, oh, will she or won't she? Oh, Meghan snubbed the coronation. Meghan, the royal family and are being terrible to Meghan. Yeah, just wait for the archetypes that is coming and the next book that Harry's going to do. And we're going to start seeing all these things leaking out. Netflix will be there because they have to, they want their pound of flesh. So they will have people there recording every minute of Harry's there. And if not Harry, I'm sure he'll have a little camera, a little microphone, whatever. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Meghan Markle snubbed the king, or her demands were not met? Do you think she'll stay home alone, or do you think she'll have Marcus or anybody else for that matter? Who do you think will attend Archie's 4th birthday celebration? I mean, this is really embarrassing. What do you guys think?